So there was this old TV show called Secrets of ISIS, and I was doing a project with my mom. So she needs some screenshots from this old TV show, Secrets of ISIS.
Was this like, this wasn't like a school project or anything, was it?
Luckily, I'm smarter than this. So I was like, all right, what I'm not going to do is just put ISIS into Google image search, because that's going to be bad.
Yeah, you're just going to end up with these horrible images of somebody being beheaded or some shit.
That's gonna end up with a lot of images that are really the exact opposite. We're looking for this old, like, 1980s live action TV series about a superhero.
Well,
right. We're not looking for the Islamic State.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you got
the ISIS TV show, 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was putting, like,
he was trying to point that out.
TV show, but I'm saying a layman would have just put ISIS into the thing and gotten exactly what they were not looking for.
Yeah, like, I didn't need to see that. Basically, like I said, that term.
These guys in woods.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't the TV show.
A lot of guys in ninja garb.
Well, that reminds me of a whole other thing. Because this was a few years ago. I was still working in the produce department at the friggin' grocery store. A friend of mine was this was around Halloween.
Oh no!
One of my coworkers was talking about how he and his friends wanted to go as the Foot Clan from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's like, that's gonna be a bad idea. So we're gonna look like ISIS and get shot.
Maybe they meant the cartoon version that was like in more purple. You know?
Yeah.
That wouldn't matter.
No, people would still be like, "What the fuck?"
It'd be the Foot Clan.
The next scene, like, you see the changeover, and then they're behind bars, holding the bars. That was a bad idea.
Not even bars; they'd be dead.
No, yeah. There's images.
Shot.
There's an outline. No,
chalk outline.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like these terrible fucking organizations don't give us much in the way of warning that they're going to co-opt a name like that, because it's like, think about this. There's a band called ISIS who I feel very sorry for.
Yeah, it's like they're gonna have to change the name or something.
They didn't. But
surprised they haven't changed the name in Archer.
Yeah, because it's the spy network he works for or whatever.
Because honestly, that would be like, I don't watch the show, but that would be like great humor. It's like, oh, we gotta change our name now.
No, I
wouldn't
think
that be topical?
Yeah, I don't think they actually give a rat's ass at that point. I mean, how many seasons into Archer is it?
Yeah, that would probably date the show as well.
Yeah, that too. Although I do like the fact that they have a rival thing called Odin. That amuses me. Yeah, and I've just revealed that I actually watch Archer. Even unwillingly.
So is someone going to start a organization called Odin?
I just said that.
Yeah, I know that.
No. Is there going to be a rival terrorist organization?
Oh, yeah.
Odin?
Yes. Probably somewhere in Europe there might be.
Scandinavian terrorists.
Yeah.
Now we got to think of what Odin.
They're upset about this. They're upset about the lack of those Danish cookies.
What Odin spells out like as an acronym.
Yeah, we're not going to do that on air.
There's no way that's going to come out of NTR Radio.
No.
R stands for in context.
Wah. Anyway, besides that, I'm still laughing about that. Still think about, we're going to go as the Foot Clan. Oh, no, better than that. No, even better. The main guy dresses up as the Shredder. That's not going to look even more fucking ridiculous.
Well, no, that would actually make more sense.
Like, but just imagine this. But just imagine it descended upon like an Amish town or something that never seen that show or knew anything about it. They just be like looking like, what the fuck is going on in here?
Well, that's if you descend upon an Amish town in any costume.
Well, yeah, but it would be really funny if it was
understand.
Well, actually, that'd be almost
a demon or something.
Well, that'd be if you were the Ninja Turtles themselves. How did we get talk? What's weird is somebody brought this up that the 2010s is kind of like the 90s but worse because Mortal Kombat's popular again. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is popular again.
Mortal Kombat's popular. When was the last time you heard anything about Mortal Kombat?
It's not super popular. It's mild.
I mean, okay. And I'm not trying to shit on Mortal Kombat. I think it's a decent game.
I used to love
better than Tekken.
I used to be.
That's not. Come on, K-Gods. That's not hard.
I just did that to piss off Karen.
I was obsessed with trying to learn all the fatalities.
Yeah. Well, in any case,
no part of me that wanted to learn any of those fatalities. I barely played Mortal Kombat, to be perfectly honest.
To go back though, the Ninja
by the
Turtles,
way, that game aged horribly. Like the old Mortal Kombat games, terrible.
That was another thing I loved. I was obsessed with the idea of like digitized sprites. I was like, okay, this is the future.
And here's the thing.
The future looks bad.
Mortal Kombat, we're gonna digitize people. That's gonna be the future, and age terribly. Virtua Fighter 2. I played Virtua Fighter 2 for the first on the Sega Saturn for the first time in years back at Retro World Expo. Looks amazing. Like somehow they made that game age forward. I don't know how they did it. Sega obviously just Sega has magic. I'm convinced that Sega is in possession of magic artifacts, and they just
that explains the obsession with all those ancient Greek kind of like designs and shit.
Yeah, that's probably where they found it.
Yeah, exactly. They were just like, Mount Vesuvius exploded, and
yeah, exactly.
We found this rock. At first we thought it was part of the aggro crag, but. Some newbies like the aggro what?
The aggro.
I only barely know what you're talking about because I never watched that show.
Well, remember, it was the aggro crag at first.
Yeah,
it was the mega crag. It's an evolving mountain.
Yeah,
it's the aggro crag. That is the mega crag. And then, and then 1 sec. And then Global Guts, the super aggro crag.
Fucking the aggro crag.
It's just a ridiculous name for this stupid mountain that people had trouble with for no reason.
That had all the like steam and shit coming off of it. Yeah,
steam. Those for show and nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just like smoke bomb type shit.
Well, see now part of me wants to go on a rant about the Shrine of the Silver Monkey.
Oh yeah, that fucking something with 3 pieces that nobody can fucking put together hardly.
Nobody can somehow put together, but let's start the show.
Yeah,
I got that link out on Twitter.
Good call.
Let me get this link
out chat
here.
I forgot.
Ow.
That's that there. That's that there. And we are ready to start the show.
Wow, your voice just like started booming there for a minute. I don't know why, but
it's because I got real close to the mic and whispered.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how I should do the whole podcast. It's not going to happen.
Please do not.
It's echoing. No, it's not going to happen. All right. Ready on my end?
Yeah. Looks like everything's pretty good over here.
In 3, 2, make sure everything's ready. In 3, 2. Welcome to NTR Radio. I'm Tom Force Anubis.
I'm K-Gods.
I'm VZ Mark II.
And we're representing the Purple Parrots. That's an inside joke before the show. Yes. In our spare time, we discuss old, outdated game shows that nobody watches anymore.
Global Guts.
Yes. Actually, wasn't that Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Well, no. We were talking about Global Guts before. Now we're talking about Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah. You said you were going to go on a rant about that. I'm
not going to go on the rant. Believe me when I say, you think I launch into things and it takes way too long for me to resolve it. It will take me much longer than appropriate to resolve this Shrine of the Silver Monkey Red, because nobody knows how to put together that thing that only has 3 pieces and only goes together one way, and it's super obvious. But they're like 7-year-old kids on with helmets on the show, so let's be real. I'm not saying the helmet was any sort of like mental problems thing.
See, that's where I thought you were going with
part of the show.
No, dude, I thought you were.
I'm not trying to be that insulting. I'm just trying to be mildly insulting to these stupid kids who can't put together a monkey. Yeah, I already spent too long on the Shrine of the Silver Monkey. What's going on?
Okay,
let's talk about some anime.
Okay. I'm thinking of picking up, and I never thought I was going to, the Fate Stay Night franchise.
Oh, okay.
Trap,
I started
right?
that a while ago and never.
Because it's the trap, right?
What?
Because it's the trap, right? No.
Has nothing to do with any of that.
I have a weird relationship with the Fate franchise because I like sort of dip in and out. So, because I played a little bit of the visual novel.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Unlimited Blade Works film. I've never watched the anime. I've never watched any of the anime. Not the Unlimited Blade Works anime, not the original anime. But I do own the Fate Extella game for the PC, and that's like a Dynasty Warriors clone using. So they have
like saber and all that.
They have so remember it's Fate, so there's like a trillion different kinds of saber. So it's Saber Nero, and then like from Kuchulain Lancer, a whole bunch of the rest of these characters that I really don't know very much about, but it's a fun game, so I picked it up. I have a very, very weird relationship with the Fate.
I just know, like,
I know a lot more about it than how much I have consumed would bet on.
As someone that collects Figma and Nendoroids, I just know like every 3rd or 4th Figma that goes up on pre-orders like for that franchise, and it's like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Obviously super popular.
I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of glad I'm not into it. I know because I don't want to like.
Villainous Hanach is cursing you.
It's like
because as far as I know, he's kind of the really big person into that.
Yeah,
because I feel like it's a very interesting world, but I'm sorry, I just don't want to watch all that anime and play all those visual novels.
I just know that the original one is really bad. The original series.
Like, if you haven't watched it, you can't really say that.
Yeah.
You just heard that.
I watched the Unlimited Blade Works movie. It was a good movie.
No, not that. The one from like Studio Dean.
That's not what I'm saying, Mike. If you haven't watched it yourself, you're just repeating what other people have said.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that's what I heard is that the original one is bad. I don't know for myself. I can't confirm that the original one is bad. I just know that people die when they are killed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, of course, the memes.
Right. Well, in any case, I'm thinking about picking that up. I have a reasoning behind it, but I'm not going to go to it here. It's just entangled.
You'll be our like test guy,
litmus test. No, the guinea pig.
Yeah.
Let's use the proper term: early adopting sucker.
Okay, I like that.
No. I'm like the guy.
It's not even early adopting because this has been out for like a decade.
Better than that, I'm gonna be like the guy that's testing the G forces. They put you in like the centrifuge. Look at the
one where you always see his gums flapping.
Yeah, exactly. And they get off, and it's like, so are you okay? And they just lean over and puke everywhere.
I just know that the new series has like a trap in it.
Yeah, that has nothing to do whatsoever what I'm talking about.
Well, I know you're not going to start on that one. Obviously.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is that has no relevance to why I'm going to watch this.
I know that. I'm just saying. Never mind.
Yes, the audience has to know about the trap.
Important.
Can we actually talk about the trap of the week?
Crunchyroll.
Ah. No, that's
Unless
in
you
the
have
news.
unless you have more things you say you want to watch that you watched.
No, I haven't even started yet. I'm just planning on it.
No, I know that. Anything that you watched then?
Yeah, I've had issues going on here that revolve family. Let's just say there's been a lot of hospital visits.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been having some. My time has not been my own. Let's just say that there's
That's a good way
been.
to put it.
Yeah, I the last couple weeks I've had a lot of crap going on.
Maybe
Not me personally.
I could talk about. Can I talk about it after the show?
If you want. I mean, it's not really that important, but go ahead.
All right. Okay. Anyone else? All right. You want to go, Nubis?
Sure. So I'm caught up with Girls Last Tour.
I still need to start
Continues
watching that.
Dude. This show is amazing.
Potato heads.
Well,
this show is amazing.
Well, it's interesting you put that up because I'm reading this sci-fi book about the end of the world. It's called Lucifer's Hammer. It's by two guys named Nevin and Pornell. Just going by their surnames. I can't remember the first ones, unfortunately. But it was written in the 70s, and it's about if a comet smashed into the Earth and the fallout from it. It's pretty fucked up, and obviously it's dated, of course. But
naturally,
a lot of interesting stuff though. Basically, as soon as it happens, fucking the Middle East goes ape shit, and they start trying to kill each other because there's no governments anymore. So they start arming themselves. China decides to try to attack Russia and gets nuked.
How oddly familiar.
The U.S., the entire East Coast is underwater.
How oddly familiar.
In fact, no. You don't understand. There's a description where it says the tidal waves are over 40 foot high by the time they hit Memphis.
Girls Last Tour is nothing like that.
Well, no, but
the end of the world
has
already happened, and it's like,
end of the world Moe edition.
Yeah, well, that's basically it. It's post-apocalypse. On the post-apocalypse, talking to each other because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah,
all right. I think I might have to try that. Not now, but maybe I'll try it after when it ends.
Watch Girls Last Tour. Don't sleep on Girls Last Tour. This show is amazing. Like if this ends up being one of those shows that's just forgotten about by next season, I'm gonna be furious.
We should probably tell people to come on into the chat.
That sounds familiar to the other show that aired the previous season. That's actually getting a second season. Made in Abyss.
I actually need to pick that up because that looks fantastic. In any case, people can get in the chat by going to ntrradio.net, hit the live chat link, and give yourself a nickname, hit the button, and join us in the IRC channel. Alternatively, take your favorite IRC client, point it at irc.ryzen.net, and join us in the # or # SLC Media channel. In addition to that, you can get at us on Twitter at TUNubis, at VZMK2, at NTR_radio. And as always, you can hit up the email box, ntrradio@gmail.com. So yeah, don't sleep on Girls Last Tour, people. Show's fantastic.
Is that it, or?
Yeah, that's all I watched.
All right. Okay.
Oh no! I watched a ton of Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta Gundam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was great because I watched that like last year. So now
I'm just past the Middle East section. Speaking of Middle East.
See, I wasn't bothered by the beginning. Like, people like, oh, this is, people kind of built it up that the first half is bad because it's lighter hearted.
At all by the beginning, and here's why. How are you going to follow up Zeta Gundam? Like, how do you follow that up?
Well, it's like, how do you make that darker than it already was?
How do you possibly go darker than the ending to Zeta Gundam? No spoilers, obviously, but how do you possibly go darker than that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like
without causing mass suicides all over Japan.
Although by saying you watched Double Zeta, you actually weren't watching anime.
Well, yeah, it doesn't count. Well, no, it does count because I'm in VZ. I'm in the second opening now.
Oh, okay.
So
So now it's silent voice.
in any case, that's funny.
Okay. Well, actually, speaking of Gundam, I haven't watched it, but I downloaded the Blu-ray rip for one of my favorites, 0080.
Okay, War in the Pocket.
And apologies for cutting you off again, VZ, but I also watched all of Twilight Axis.
All right, I only saw the first one.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like the story is kind of told in a weird way, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
tried to watch the new Origin, but the subs were like fucked up. So I'm like, okay, I got to find a good.
Yeah, you got to find a way to watch episode 5 of Origin because.
Speaking of Origin,
fantastic.
Speaking of Origin, I know Neon Taster's actually watching it now for the first time, and he's having kind of a good time with it.
It's so good. Back when we were at Retro World Expo, I showed Origin episode 5 to the Geeky Panda. Oh, dude, we need to do an episode on Gundam Origin episode 5. This needs to happen. Because
once I find a good version, I will tell you. Hey, I saw it.
I really need to talk about this anime because they did so many just so many amazing things with this anime in every aspect, in the storytelling, in the characters, in the mecha design. Everything about this anime is on point.
Oh, I forgot to mention a couple of weeks ago, I saw. Before I get into the actual thing, I saw a thing. They've been doing like these. They're like 11 minutes or something episodes for like build fighters.
The battle log episodes.
Yes, and I saw one that had what's her name? Ganko.
Yanko.
Yeah, Yanko. Where she has like the armor.
Oh yeah, they made a model kit of that.
Yeah. That I liked.
So I actually did watch the first episode of Battle Log, and that was at the convention.
Okay. All right. Big thing this week. The latest episode of Blend S. The show's already like a 5 out of 5. This is like this is beyond that. This latest episode. Okay? Because they introduced a trap character.
Naturally.
I think this might be my favorite trap character in any anime.
Whoa.
Okay. First
Slow
off,
down there, Tiger.
First off, he is voiced by the seiyuu that does Nico from Love Live. And just the humor is so good. The scene, the best scene. Well, actually, no. There's 2 important scenes I have to talk about. The first, unfortunately, this was censored for the what I watched. The uncensored version was like on ATX or something, where he's the 2 male characters were talking, and then Hidari is the name, by the way. So Hidari goes, "Oh, you're like that, aren't you?" And the gesture he makes is this.
You're gonna have to describe the gesture for the people
because not everybody's watching.
The finger in the finger in the hole of it. You make a hole with your finger.
Sorry.
You make a 0 with your finger, and then another finger going in it.
Yes.
Right? But unfortunately, the radio version of that was pixelated, because apparently that's considered an offensive gesture.
Huh.
Wait. Okay, it gets better. Then Hideri and the Fujoshi character Mew were in the mall shopping, and he had to go to the bathroom bad. So he first goes to he goes to the girls. He was about to go to the girls' bathroom, but then she reaches over. It's like nope. It's like you go to the boy. It's like, and then so he goes to the boys' bathroom, and then you see like the people, some men coming out like, oh, what? I thought this was the men's type of thing.
Yeah, that's just normal at an anime convention.
Exactly. I was like, yeah. So if you haven't watched, again, just like you want me to watch Girls Last Tour, I highly recommend Blend S.
Although some shenanigans have pointed out that they've been messing with the subs.
Yeah.
At least Crunchyroll has.
Yeah, not what I watched.
Well, okay, I'm just pointing it out
I know
for the listeners.
Yeah, tell them what they used.
So let's get into the news then.
Let's news. Working to restore power.
All right, so VZ, what was the line?
Okay,
I'm looking for the actual thing here so I can link it in the IRC.
Okay, I know they used the word femboy, but let me find the full sentence. I have the screen cap. I don't have the what they. Hold on.
Basically, the gist is Crunchyroll's translation or Crunchyroll's subs of this recent episode of Blend S referred to this character as a Tom girl, which is a word nobody uses. I've never has anyone heard the word Tom girl used by anyone? And and
not to be confused with tomboy people.
Actually, there is a site that uses Tom girl as a tag.
Or what is that site? Because I probably never heard of it.
And hentai.
Well, I've certainly heard of it,
yeah,
but
oh, okay. Here's the line.
I've heard of it, but I've never used that tag because femboy and trap are the two how to put it, the two most common terms used to refer to that kind of character.
Okay, here's the line as I have it. A so-called femboy really did a great find this time.
Right, and the Crunchyroll sub was basically that same thing, but with the word Tom girl instead of femboy.
Which again, don't be confused this for tomboy, which is a very common term thrown around.
Well,
okay, and here's where I get into the problem with this, because I know why they did it. They're trying to tiptoe around and be inoffensive, and realistically, it's not their fault. It's really just not their fault that they needed to use the least relevant term for the same thing that they could possibly come up with. Really, because they know that regardless of what they were going to use, someone would have been pissed off about it. They used femboy, someone would have been pissed off about it. If they use God forbid they use the word trap, because then everyone's going to be pissed off about it.
Which of course,
you know what would have been funny is if they'd have just flashed up a picture of Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
Just like a little, like where the subs would be, just like boop.
Oh. Of course, the original term that he said was otoko noko.
Right, which colloquially within the anime fandom, we tend to translate that as trap. I mean, am I right or am I wrong?
We just say trap because we know, like, the whole, like, oh, dude, you got trapped, you got caught, you thought it was a female, but then it's like, oh, you saw, you know, So you fell for that's where the trap. So it's a meme, but also
it's a funny it's a funny haha that people came up with, because when you see certain characters, and you believe they're attractive women, and they're really actually just attractive dudes.
Also, it has nothing to do with gender dysphoria. We're not going to go into that, and I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to touch that landmine. With a 39.5-foot pole.
You please believe how close I am to actually touching that landmine.
Okay.
Because understand how sick and tired I am about this stupid asinine debate about the word trap. Understand how, and make no mistake, I'm not trying to offend people deliberately, but understand, just like not everyone's talking about you all the time. If people going around about the trans community being offended by the word trap, understand, not everyone's talking about you all the time. Sorry.
Dun dun dun.
Sorry. I'm just so
sick
and tired. I'm so sick and tired of this being this gigantic stupid argument every single time.
Yeah, and again, anytime something like this shows up, you got people that are looking for stuff to complain about. They see stuff, they're looking around, they see something like that, and they just glom onto it. And then we basically have a giant clusterfuck that realistically probably wouldn't have been there. It just would have been something that kind of went over everybody's head and went along.
Yep. So here's links out of the IRC. Here's a response from Jekko to one of these stupid stop saying trap guides that people put out on Twitter.
Wait, there's a guide
put out on Twitter, because understand that understand how ridiculous this has gotten. So
again, there's a guide.
Yeah, here's the stupid.
It's like
the stupid thing about it.
Well, what's it say? Shut your mouth.
Stop saying trap. An easy guide.
That's what I was.
Just stop saying it. It's not fucking simple. You stupid single-celled organism. Jesus fucking Christ. Pleasant person that I actively wanna that I wanna please, that I wanna do services toward, because they sound like a pleasant person. They sound like someone I want to associate with. It sounds like a really good person going around calling people single-celled organisms because they use a word that they didn't like.
Also, lovely Twitter name, which I shouldn't say because I don't want to give this person, but
okay, yeah,
I don't want to say, but
Jekko's response is, guides like these are going to keep going around month to month. No consideration for the people the word brings comfort or empowerment to. No acceptance of individuality in LGBTQ plus circles. They're just going to keep eating their own over this issue. You know what? That's the issue. That's my real issue with it. Because listen.
Why do I feel like you're the person, the parent yelling at the kids who are misbehaving?
Well,
get off my lawn.
You think I sound like that now? Here goes. There are photos of me out here in a maid uniform. All right, listen. Call me a trap. I appreciate it. Look the part. Sorry. Sorry that I find the term empowering, and that a bunch of people who the term's not talking about decided to start going out here speaking for people. Sorry.
That's another thing. When people have to be offended over.
It's like people being offended on my behalf. It's like, let's be real. I'm an adult. I can handle myself. You don't need to be offended on my behalf on something that wasn't aimed at you in the first place.
Well,
sorry you chose to be offended at this cartoon character bullshit.
I mean, it's funny in the sense that. Yeah, I mean, let's not waste breath here. This is largely an epidemic on fucking college campuses and stuff. That these people are overly offended by dumb shit. I mean,
Zer.
No. Let me give you.
No, what? It's not even that. It's not even that, and it's not even this college campus bull crap.
Well, actually, I have some evidence for this.
But I know it's not that. It's people out here who they want an excuse to scream. They want an excuse to be out here complaining about something, exerting their identity on other people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I appreciate the term, but I'm not going to stop. All right?
Like I give you
ridiculous.
I'll give you a primary example of some of the silly shit. Like, there's a university that's not too far from here, right? And it actually made the news not that long ago because somebody had made a giant beach ball. Okay. Yeah. A beach ball, exactly what it sounds like. And had wrote free speech on it really big. And this frightened some people. Literally, there were people that were hiding out saying it was violence or some shit. And they actually got the cops involved. I wish I was kidding about that.
But I'm saying that's not even what I'm talking about.
No, but that mentality of these...
These are people out here ostensibly speaking for me. Is why I take it so personally.
Right, but
so why do you get to determine what other people call me? You can determine what other people call you, and make no mistake. If someone doesn't appreciate me calling them a trap, no problem. No problem. But don't try and decide for me, and don't try and decide for other people. That's my problem. And that's and realistically, that's just this Crunchyroll thing launching me into something again.
Crunchyroll is good at that, aren't they?
Well, here's the thing. It's just like the Fujoshi Life thing. Like, Crunchyroll made the right decision, just like Funimation made the right decision with the Fujoshi Life thing. It just bothers me that had to be the right decision to make.
And
it bothers me that
we have some more news.
The case.
Actually, before we get to the more news, I just want to quickly go at that because I'm watching the other stuff like Mara-chan and the last 2 episodes of Love Live Sunshine have been really good. And of course, watching my the short format anime that I'm watching. And okay, now to the other news.
All right.
Okay.
Story is decidedly more serious.
Yeah.
Link is out in the IRC. Manga author charged with possession of child pornography.
Yeah, and as a big fan of the RK franchise, that's pretty unnerving there. Yep. And by the way, we should mention that this stuff is not Lolicon. Like, this is not like manga or anything like that.
This is the real thing.
This is like actual videos and some shit. I can't talk.
I got the drop in right here. So the report goes as follows.
Yeah.
Yomiuri Shimbun reported that Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department pressed charges against 47-year-old manga artist Watsuki, best known for his internationally popular Rurouni Kenshin series, today on November 21st for possession of child pornography. His charge is violation of the law against child prostitution and child pornography, and the police has sent the case to the public prosecutor's office. According to police investigation, Watsuki possessed several DVDs that included footage of naked girls in their early teens in his office in Tokyo in October. He's already admitted the charge and said, "I like girls in the higher grades of elementary school to the 2nd grade of junior high." During the investigation of another child pornography crime, the police learned that Watsuki purchased some DVDs of early teen girls. Then its youth guidance division searched his house and found about 100 child pornography DVDs.
Like, okay,
Child pornography has been illegal, totally illegal, in July 2015. Under the law, people found with explicit photos or video of real children can be imprisoned for up to 1 year and fined up to 1 million yen, about $8,900. His Rurouni Kenshin manga's latest installment, Hokkaido Arc, just started its serialization in the October 2017 issue of Shueisha's Jump Square. Thank you. Shueisha's Jump Square magazine. The publishers today announced that the magazine will stop the serialization of the manga from the next issue to be released on December 4th for a while. The public relations section says in writing, receiving the media reports this time, okay, we take this matter very seriously. The author is really reflecting upon himself.
Yes, that is I bet they were. In any case, this is not exactly a there's no real nice way to get out of that one.
No.
This is going to be I do wonder if that's going to be a problem in the future with a couple other ones, because there have been rumors floating around.
I would not be surprised at the least if we're going to hear a whole bunch of other names.
Oh, goody.
It's basically going to become Japan's
hashtag Me Too.
Well, I was thinking the Harvey Weinstein, but yeah.
That is basically that.
If there's people out here with CP, then they need to be arrested.
Well, yeah, I mean, clearly, especially ones that are doing things like of this nature.
Yeah,
I mean, come on now. But one does kind of wonder, because there have long been questionable things said, even by really high-profile people like Miyazaki. While allegedly, of course.
Oh yeah, Miyazaki's like I like making films for like young girls or something.
He said something like to somebody else while intoxicated, again allegedly. That of a very questionable nature, let's just say. It's not funny, dude.
Well, I mean, it's really up in the air for me. Because the Rurouni Kenshin mangaka got arrested, but it's one high-profile case, and it remains to be seen if there are really going to be any more in any reasonable stretch of time.
I think another thing that people are kind of missing with this case, and again, that's not defending it in any way, it's that...
No, of course not.
That until July 2015, the shit he had probably wouldn't have got him in trouble beforehand. Even though that is fucked up.
Well, yeah.
I guess I'll mention it to Anubis that not to defend what he did, but
I like how we keep feeling the need to say not to defend what he did. I think it's clear that we're against CP.
Well, the problem with that is there are certain people out there who are so into this stuff that they will try to defend bad behavior on the part of people like this.
No, stupid people. I got you.
I know. Thus, it has to be clarified for the
but I feel like
not everybody's an adult in the room.
I kind of also feel like that this might be, like a sort of beginning, like almost like a clean sweep for the 2020 Olympics. If I put my tinfoil hat on.
Okay. No. See, now we call that the Jones hat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do I have a tinfoil hat drop in? I don't know. Give me a sec.
Why would you have a hat? Why would you have one of those?
I don't know, but keep going. I'm gonna look for this tinfoil hat drop in.
Okay.
That's really it. But it's just I feel like that this might part of this of why this happened, and there might be we might hear some others down the. Not that I want that to happen to.
Well, let's be honest here. In 2020, when the Olympics are officially going to be underway, I think people over here are going to be more worried about Trump winning re-election.
Yeah.
More so than what kind of stuff they're peddling over in Japan.
Yeah, but not us. Japan, to try to make themselves appear more moral.
Well, here's the thing.
What I was getting at. It's like, look, see, we're cleaning up here. We're
Well, here's the thing, though. If
we're fumigating for the cockroach,
but this shit's illegal to begin with.
Well, here's the thing. If they didn't do that, how would anyone know?
I mean, that's another thing people need to kind of understand about.
Yeah, but it was only illegal through the international pressure. It wasn't before that.
What I'm saying is, if they had decided not to, okay, assuming what you're saying is correct, had they decided not to do this clean sweeps, quote unquote, how would anyone know? How would anyone know which manga authors have CP or not?
Okay.
In any case, one thing that people I think forget about when they're thinking about this sort of topic is anime and manga and all that stuff seems more popular than it actually is if you really look at it, because there's just certain, like, put it this way, the average Japanese person isn't fucking reading Kodomo no Jikan.
What certain anime?
I can pick up my comic below.
Anime in general seems more popular than it actually is over there. But let's not make any mistake. It's popular over there. Just certain titles, certain very specific titles.
Well, right, but what I mean is, it's not like over here where the average person likes Friends or something.
Well, yeah.
I mean, so I think some people have this idea that everybody over there watches like all these late night ATX anime, which is not true at all.
No.
Like a lot of the stuff we get is actually stuff that's very specialized.
Yeah, actually, someone on the Answer Man actually like wrote in and said, why do the American anime fans assume that Japan is like late night anime? First off, the stuff isn't as popular as you think, and the stuff that you see in that show isn't necessarily representative of like what Japanese people are really like and all that.
Yeah, that's actually true. I mean, let's be honest. High School DxD or something like that. That's a late night satellite show or something like that. Yeah. Those are not after school things that people are watching or something like that. Oh, hang on, we got a question here. What do you guys think about the idea of a separation of art from the artist? Do you think stuff like this can change how people perceive certain works? They can. I've always been of the. Again, I like a lot of stuff people would quote as problematic. So, and again, I hate saying that because that word has been completely destroyed from usage in any real capacity for me. But it's true. I mean, I like Lovecraft and some of this other stuff. And these people were racist douchebags. I mean, just like a lot of other people at the time. So, but that doesn't mean I don't like their stuff. I mean, if you look back at antiquity and all that stuff, there's a lot of like famous paintings and stuff like that. And the painters themselves were actually shitty people. I mean, some of them were criminals, rapists, and all kinds of stuff.
Well, here's the way I look at it. What an artist decides to do on their own time is their own thing. And if an artist decides to consume CP on his own time, should be arrested for that. But that's not any reflection on me as a consumer of their art, or really any reflection on their art as a whole, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. But if you buy their art, you're contributing to their,
Hey, those same people like Roman Polanski, they can shut the fuck up.
And here's the thing: those are the same people who, not to get political, but remember back when the Mozilla chairman or something.
I'm not gonna lie, that
basically
actually
got
kind of
harangued
pissed me
into
off.
stepping down. But it's ridiculous because
Wait, what
when
did he do? Because I didn't hear this one.
Oh, this was years ago.
So yeah, a couple years ago, the chairman of Mozilla was basically harangued into stepping down because people didn't like the fact that he was donating to an organization that opposed gay marriage.
And they pretty much lynched him.
And my own personal opinions aside, I do not think it's reasonable to go hard at that level against a person because of what they decided to do in their own time with their own money. And what they're basically saying by doing that is that because they're consumers of Mozilla products, they should get to determine what the people who receive their money as the Mozilla organization get to do with that money, which I don't think is fair.
There was a video about, I think it was called A Bigot's Dollar or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah,
and it was kind of covering the same kind of whole thing. Like, do you care where the money is coming from kind of thing?
Well, that's one angle, but this is, do you care where the money's going?
Yeah. This is like, basically, it's kind of like when there was this.
And it's not even, do you care where the money's going? It's, do you care where your money goes after it goes somewhere?
Right. Well, there was,
you're giving this money, you're paying this organization for the use of their products and whatnot. But do you care what what anyone in that organization does after the fact?
It's like a couple of years ago, there was an infographic out there basically telling you not to eat at these certain franchises because they give money to like Republican super PACs or something. Like it was like Chick-fil-A, Hardee's, Waffle House, White Castle, and some of these other things, right?
And I mean, if someone is that political, sure.
Right, but it's like, and I remember making one of my friends just laugh because we were actually eating at one point, and I said, "Dude, I don't care if they're sacrificing goats back there. I'm fucking hungry, dude."
Yeah, it's
spirit cooking.
What it really comes down to is how personally are you invested in making sure that every dollar you spend goes to something you support, not only but 2 levels removed and onward.
But let's be honest,
which quite frankly is impossible to.
I was just going to say, quite honestly, if you're really that hard up on it, it's actually not possible unless you're living off the land or some shit. Yeah, and even then, you might be somehow.
Unless you produce all of your own resources, there's no way to make sure of that.
And you're off the grid.
Yeah, so it's just more efficient from an entire lifestyle point of view to separate art from artist in that way. To do that separation, because you're gonna bog down your life caring that deeply.
Right. It's like Disney. Are you really gonna not buy old Disney stuff because he was an anti-Semite? I mean, some people might. I mean, I understand, but most people don't care. And I mean, I know that sounds crass, but
I understand it. But I don't think that me purchasing any sort of thing is. I don't think me purchasing any sort of thing is a reflection on whether or not I support the person who makes it.
Ironically enough, like Comic LL has like, you have an actual Lolita problem, you should seek treatment.
Oh yeah,
putting that.
So Drawn Girl in the RC continues.
Thanks for that public service announcement.
Drawn Girl in the RC continues, but then again, we have no way of knowing who does and doesn't do that. Hell, other high-profile, beloved artists could be doing that too, which just goes further to the point. Right? So if you really are worried. So
VZ, stop the ASMR shit.
what it comes down to is caring that deeply is just going to bog you down, because you're gonna then become paranoid. Okay, what if this author has CP, or what if that author is right?
It really
like that.
It strikes me as almost that medieval thinking of when everybody was so worried about people being heretical, to where they were like going over like fucking like just every minute thing, looking for stuff they could nail them on.
Oh yeah, it's any sort of thing where everyone just becomes paranoid about everyone else. And
which while that makes for entertaining television, it doesn't make for entertaining life.
Doesn't make for an entertaining life. So it's just healthier from basically every standpoint to separate the art from the artist in that way. And to be fair, I don't do that 100%. There's
nobody does.
There's some indie games that I wanted to get that I'm not going to get anymore because of the creators' views on this and that. But the thing is, that's something I can really just afford to drop. And that's something it's not going to hurt me to. It's not going to harm me to not play.
Right, you're not going to be robbed of deep information.
Robbed of anything crucial by not playing this.
Like any kind of stuff you need for functionality or anything like that.
And realistically, it's with regard to stuff like the Rurouni Kenshin thing, I'm not gonna stop consuming anything. Anything I was really enjoying, just because the creators.
Well, no. Again, there's a whole bunch of. A lot of people like to play ethical games with all this kind of shit, but I think it's really a lot more simple than that.
Well, here's the thing. What people play ethical games and people do these ethical purity tests because they want to control other people. That's what it comes down to.
Because let's face it, anybody who creates any work of media, I guarantee you can find some bullshit in their history.
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
You guarantee you that you'll find something bad they've done in the past at some point,
or they know, or they hang out with bad people, or
exactly.
It's 6 degrees of asshole or something. I don't know.
You know what I found out the other day, and we'll close out on the break with this. I'm like 3 degrees removed from Charles Manson.
Holy shit!
I know someone who's related to someone who was like his buddy in college.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's well, that is timely. He's dead.
Yeah.
Which by the way, why was anybody giving RIP to this scumbag?
It's the same thing. Well, okay, let's go to the break. Because I'm about to launch into something here. Live listeners can listen to it in the in-between, but let's go to the break. Keep it right here on NTR Radio. All right, the same people were going on about the same kind of thing when Osama bin Laden was killed.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, Josh McIntosh actually did that when he was all like, I'm not going to celebrate the death of a human being, of course. And then after Christopher Hitchens died, he said, "Good, worth a sack of shit," basically.
I was actually this was a few weeks ago. I was listening to the guy who pulled the trigger on Osama bin Laden wrote a book.
Okay.
And so because he wrote a book, he going on to because this is what happens when you write a book. You go on to like everyone's podcast, and
I was gonna say probably on everybody's fucking talk show and
yeah, exactly. So
doing the rounds.
Yeah. So the guy who pulled the trigger on
I've seen him before.
Wrote a book. Oh yeah, and I've seen him. So he wrote a book, and he was on Stern a few weeks ago.
Oh no.
Well, no, it's not even oh no. It's just a fascinating interview.
Okay.
and like you can tell that this guy's like, oh, you ever encounter some people who like you hear them talk and you know they're just all business?
Oh yeah.
Hero's one of these people, in my opinion.
Mm,
Like
mm.
you hear these people talk and they are all business. That guy, he's one of those guys. But no, I just thought it was fascinating. Went through like recounting the entire operation, and it's just
It was called Neptune's Spear, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'll be right back.
I always like the fact that they always give these codes or coded names for these
Code names.
I think that's where a lot of where I like giving things acronyms and shit like that.
I think so. I think they did a yeah, so they had this one operation. It's called Operation Red Wings. And if you watch the movie The Lone Survivor, that's Operation Red Wings.
Okay.
But get ready for this. You know what the next operation after that was?
Oh.
Operation Red Wings 2. Don't look that up. I didn't know they did that.
That just makes it sound like a bad movie. Operation Red Wings 2. Electric Boogaloo. Operation Red Wings 2. The Reckoning. The Armageddon.
It's actually a pretty intense operation. Like people got killed, but I just think it's weird.
They did that.
It was Operation Red Wings and then Operation Red Wings 2.
Yeah. It's like, well, why are they naming it after that shoe store? No, I'm kidding. No, there is a place where they do sell shoes called Red Wings, though. So, while all this is happening, I think I'm going to do some personal business real quick.
Copy.
I'll be back. Shit.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I see the girl from Psychano in the back.
Yeah, I couldn't resist.
Okay.
There's no way I could resist.
Can I
I
ask?
didn't even know she had an Android. What's up?
Oh, can I ask now, or should I wait? If you were able to find,
Those figures?
yeah.
No, I wasn't. Like, I looked at every booth that was selling figures, and I don't think I saw it. Now, there's a small chance that it was there, and I just missed it every single time.
Yeah, that's all right then.
See it. Didn't see either one.
All right. Also see the Shining Hearts. Is that it in the back?
This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that one for a bit.
Yeah, I remember seeing.
I don't know if it's Shining Hearts. It's Shining something.
All right. But is that like that is from the Shining franchise, right?
Yeah, it's a Tony Taka figure from the Shining franchise.
Yeah. Did you know that there was this Sega arcade game that never got a port called Arabian Fights? It actually looked pretty cool. I know the title's kind of it actually looked pretty cool. I remember seeing it in 1995. It was like a junior high school trip at a ranch, and they had an arcade section.
Did somebody mute me?
Yeah, I did.
Really? It was a joke, dude. Come on.
Yeah. No, you were going away, so I muted you so there's no background noise. I did the same for VZ when he left.
No, I was telling.
Yeah, no. This sounds like it looks like it would not fly today. Number one.
Yeah, it was a game called.
The title is Arabian Fights.
As opposed to bum fights? No, I get it.
Yeah, no, I was talking about the Sega arcade game that never had a port. I just the one that looks like a belly dancer. Oh, Arabian Fight. Okay, that's it. Not fights, just fight. Arabian Fight.
The other one made it sound funnier because of the,
Yeah. So it's going beat 'em up arcade game released in 1992.
So does like the main guy look like Aladdin?
A little. Yeah.
I was kind of kidding.
A little bit.
Oh. Ouch.
Yeah. And Tanya, like I was watching the video of it before. Graphically, the only console of Sega's that would have like done a fair enough port of it would have been like the Saturn.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
and I'm sorry to bother you, but one character, I think it's the bad guy or whatnot, looks like the guy with the beard in 0083. The not
Ali Al-Sanchez?
Yeah, on Xeon.
Oh no, 0083. Shit.
He had the bald head but the beard.
Oh, Delaz.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like that. Here you go.
Just bringing up the list of panels here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got everything kind of ready to kind of walk us through this here.
Okay, I have that. I have that. Both of those. Got these. We're all set. Ready on second segment. In 3, 2, wait.
Wait a minute.
No, we're not ready. Wait, he's got to write something down. What do I want to know about myself today?
In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to NTR Radio.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to NTR Radio.
NTR Radio is brought to you by the Gaiden Corporation. Old timers will get that.
If they could, hey, listen, they could provide. Was it Boomer Boomer Robo waifus?
The only boomers they know about are 50 some odd parents that are annoying.
All right, so last weekend I was at AnimeNYC in where else? NYC.
Where's that?
Yeah. Oddly enough, not me there.
Yeah, the VZ was not there, but I drove like 3 hours to get there.
Yeah,
it happens.
I want to hear Anubis's lovely of the Jacob Javits Center, the sarcophagus as I call it, because that literally what it's like once you're inside. No phone will work.
I actually my phone worked fine actually. Like when I was sitting in one of the lines for one of these panels, I was just on Discord.
Sure, you just don't got maybe you just don't got bad service or something.
Well, maybe because when I was using like when I was using the phone inside, it was like it was the non-smartphone.
Oh, maybe.
So it was the dumb phone. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, again, about a 3-hour drive with traffic down to New York City. It's my first time driving New York, and I think I did pretty well. I'm not dead, so I think I did pretty well.
And you didn't kill anybody, I assume?
I'm not dead. I don't think anyone else is dead, so I think I did pretty well.
Yep. Did you get to experience that lovely concept, the New York Minute?
I still don't even know what that means. Or shorter than a normal minute.
Well, it just means that somebody's honking the fuck out of their horn like the instant you can move.
Oh, well, of course, that happened all day and throughout the night.
It's like, that's why I didn't sleep.
I usually sleep pretty well at conventions, but not when, and so to put it into perspective, I stayed in this hotel that's like a couple blocks for the convention center. Not a very long walk there from there, but it's like right off the street. So right outside the window, those fucking horns are going off all night.
Oh, okay. Well, you're going to love it next year when we're in LA, because not only do you hear cop cars like on the hour, regardless where you're staying, but you also hear idiots shooting off fucking guns and stuff into the air. Probably not this time, considering that it actually is after the 4th, but
now I just have this like image of like of an anime catered hotel with like maids.
Listen, right?
It's like
I'm talking the other day about turning She's Lost Control into like the new Virgin Group, where we just stumble and fall into every industry.
Yeah, everything that just turn it to everything.
She's Lost Control cruises. We're already doing She's Lost Control Airlines.
She's like cruise packages.
Lost Control Hotel, but no. So that was an experience. Actually, and little known fact, I actually really like big cities. Like, because I'm a Boston native, so I'm very used to that entire dynamic, and I really like the fact that everyone's just fucking going where they need to go, and everyone's walking at a reasonable pace.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind. I don't mind like as long as like you don't have to like interact with it in crowds.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone's just doing their own thing, and nobody.
Another reason you probably don't try to interact is because you'll get an elbow in the mouth trying to. Depending on what area you're in, gets pretty tight in some of those.
Yeah, so I naturally arrived Thursday just to settle into the hotel. Quite frankly, I probably didn't even need to do that this year, because just based on where the number one, where the hotel was, number two, where the whole parking arrangement was, and 3, where the hotel was in relation to the convention center, I probably really didn't need to do all that just to offload my stuff and stay in the hotel that one day. But it was a lot more relaxing that way, so it's not like I regret it. But so I stayed that Thursday. That Friday I got up. So this is their first year, AnimeNYC. And to be fair, their organizational staff have experience from New York Comic-Con, I believe.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing, but it's also their first year. So to be 100% real, it was kind of sparse. So because the convention didn't start until 1 p.m. on the first day.
Yeah, that's definitely not Comic-Con.
That ain't Comic-Con. That's not Anime Boston. That's not even Kineticon.
Mhm.
So I basically did was, as soon as I wasn't in a huge hurry because there wasn't really any panels that I wanted to really catch at 1 p.m. So I just went into the artist alley first, as a matter of fact.
I just got this visual, since you said they didn't open till 1 p.m. of like a bunch of obese men like sitting there like screaming about "Give me my waifu," just like stomping around and shit. Like you know how when people get like they're at like concerts and stuff and they're chanting for like bands and stuff, especially during an opening band that they don't want to see. Which is rude as fuck, but it happens in every one of them.
Yeah.
So I went into the artist alley, and the first thing I picked up was...
And... All right.
So Junji Ono, the mangaka for the Gundam Side Story Missing Link manga and the Gundam The Origin Dones Island manga, was scheduled to be there, but he had a scheduling conflict and couldn't make it. But his associates were there, selling some of his manga and whatnot. So I managed to pick up Gundam Side Story Missing Link #1, Gundam The Origin Dones Island #1, both signed by the mangaka.
Oh, cool.
So I picked those up. And really, I might as well get into everything else I picked up while I'm here, because I don't even remember when I picked most of the stuff up.
It's all blur, man.
I got those. I got the Girls in Panzer movie.
Nice.
Finally.
That's been on the back burner.
Yeah, would you believe I still haven't watched that?
No, I would not.
I picked up Lost Universe. Does anyone know about Lost Universe?
It's basically Slayers in space, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same art style. I mean, you can see that.
Yeah.
It's also the infamous because one episode had really bad animation that they had to fix for.
Like, so what is like the Dones Island episode? Manga Gamer was there, so I also picked up
Always good.
Rants 5D and Rants 6.
How many of those are there? Holy shit!
I think the 8th one came out a while ago, and I was like, that's the numbered series. There's also a few that aren't within that numbered series that are good.
Those are games.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because I know that Rant's OVAs, but
yes, games where you engage in human interrelations.
This is an oddball pick, and I really only picked this up because there's one story in this that the person at the artist alley told me about, and this is a boys love comics anthology called Boy I Love You. And the reason I picked this up, listen, you're gonna laugh at me more. The reason I picked this up is because there's a one of these stories is between a mech pilot and his mechanic. You need to understand how into that dynamic I am. Is either pilot mechanic or pilot operator. There's not enough of it, and it's disappointing. So now I'm out here buying boys love manga in the artist alley just to get my fix on that.
That
on that
really
dynamic.
reminds me similar of that hentai.
I was just gonna say, holy shit, Stardust memory flashbacks.
Yeah, but actually I was thinking of the hentai Legend of the Blue Wolves, which got
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they retitled. They had a re-release, right? Because a lot of these hentais get picked up by different distributors, and sometimes
what did they call it?
I think it was like Hot Space. What was it? Hot Space Cowboys or something.
Oh man! Oh
Jesus, fucking dude,
that's terrible. Like, there's something very similar with this like succubi hentai that came out. They paired it with another one, and I'm trying to think of what they called it. Damn. You guys continue. I gotta figure this out. It's gonna bother me.
I'm sure it's like some sort of pun, like
I don't even think it was a pun. I just think it was weird. Let me try to find it.
The hills have size.
No. See, that's when they were trying to appeal to just the regular porn market. And it did not work.
So while you're doing that, I also picked up the Otuha Kasimigaoka Nendoroid.
Nice.
Nice.
It's funny. I was actually carrying this around with me all the convention because I also had picked up. So this is both the stupidest and the cutest thing ever. So I know about these.
I know what this is. I know what this is. I don't own any, but
I sell because I'm in the figure market, so I sell these.
Put the figure in there.
It's the stupidest and cutest possible thing ever. It's a little sleeping bag for the Nendoroid, and you put it in, and it's also a little carrying case. So I have this thing hooked onto my camera bag, carrying this Nendoroid in a sleeping bag around. Yeah. Stupidest thing ever? Possibly. Cutest thing ever? Absolutely.
Okay, not only did I find it, but I found some other ones that are really funny too. Okay, it was called Vampire Vixen, which is not completely, it's not bad, but some of these other ones, not so much. One of which is called Don't Tell My Mom I'm a Whore.
Oh.
Number 2. Okay, I think this is put out by it's a compilation, I think, which is what you see most of these with the weird names. Other ones like Hentai Ass Party or Swinging Siblings. I mean, again, this is clearly, I think these are all put out by an actual just regular porn company, which would make more sense. But there is one called Gotta Fuck 'Em All. And it uses the Pokemon font.
Naturally.
Yeah, don't forget the one what is it? Grab him by the pussy.
Yeah.
Hentai great again.
Yeah, that cracked me up. Just because it was like they were so on they jumped on that immediately. Yeah. But anyway, that was it.
All right, so Weapons Grade Waifus was there, and Weapons Grade Waifus is an organization that
I like the name.
They basically make moe anime themed patches. So the Velcro patches. I picked up the Gunsmith Cats patch, which I knew I had to have as soon as I saw it. They have a patch for each character from Madoka. This one's I had to pick up Mami Tomoe. And then and you two will know this is why I was looking for tape before we started recording. Because This patch is actually explicit.
Wow.
So yeah. So
Wait, can I see it again?
Yep. It says few to the chest, face gets the rest. So I picked up those. They also had a few stickers, so I picked up those. I have a Monica sticker and a Golden Boy sticker of all things.
Oh wow. Okay, so this is definitely a thing I need to look for when I'm going to these cons, because where else am I going to get stickers of this nature?
Seriously.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta read this. I'm sorry. I have to read this. On Right Stuff, someone put, it's obviously a troll review for Hot Space Cowboys.
Oh no.
All right, 5 stars. A fantastic birthday gift. And wait, the best is by, obviously this isn't really the person, but Anita Sarkeesian.
Ah.
The movie was a hit at my nephew's 5th birthday party. He and his friends all love cowboys and robots, and the box art was a little disconcerting at first, but it's taken completely out of context from the scene where the characters have fun playing Twister at a pool party. They're at a pool because it's hot outside, hence the hot in the title. An instant classic and a real treat for all the ages. If you're a man, burn in hell.
Wow. I'm surprised they didn't delete that, to be honest, because it's clearly a troll review.
Anime reviews, and don't change fandom. Don't ever change.
Please change fandom. Please change. All right. Other than that, I picked up, and I actually didn't know they published these in English. This is Intron Depot 3. This is one of Masamune Shiro's art books.
I could tell just from the cover.
Yes.
Anything in there you can show or no?
Most of the art is pretty. It's it's not explicit. Let's put it that way.
Okay. I was just curious. You don't really have to. I was kind of making a joke because he's known to have some kind of peculiar art.
Oh yeah.
No, and no more figures, or that was the only.
No more figures. No, so I needed to be very weight and volume conscious because I didn't have the hotel was down the street, so it's not like I had a place to readily store all this stuff. But I did. This is one thing there's no way I would have left this convention without getting one of these after seeing it. So they had one of their guests was the composer. Mm-hmm. And you'll hear about this later because they had a whole concert and a screening of the second Thunderbolt movie and all that. But what I did pick up, because they had an autograph event, the Gundam Thunderbolt soundtrack on vinyl, signed by the composer.
Very cool.
That's basically the piece de resistance of this entire hall from this convention.
For some reason, that sort of thing reminds me of when I was actually went to Hindane one time, and they were actually selling this one piece of this one article, for lack of a better term, of the creator of Outlanders.
Oh.
And he had published actual porn of it, of his actual show. And it was actually, it wasn't like fan art or anything. It was just, his stuff. And that was kind of interesting because he popped it out because me and the guy were actually, I don't know his name, to be honest. We were talking about kind of older shows, and he's like, oh, yeah, check this out. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. I wasn't going to probably find it on my own. It was just something that he was just kind of like, oh, you might find you're been around for a while. You might know about this. I was like,
you bought that, right?
Oh, of course I did.
Yes.
I couldn't have resisted that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
All right. So.
Back to the con here.
Continuing on.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Con.
So watch me pull an emoto out of my hat.
I walked around the artist alley, did the Bought the Junji Ono books, bought the Boys Love anthology. Then I decided to hit up the dealer room for real, and bought some stuff. Naturally, they had a pretty impressive dealer room actually.
That's always nice.
So let me pull up this list because there's some big names in this list. Is that the page? This is the page. Okay, so just running down some of the more well-known properties in this list. Aniplex was there. They had a pretty impressive booth. Bandai was there. Bandai Namco was there. Just all Love Live merchandise. The booth was basically just Love Live,
which was probably sold out.
Yeah. Oh, it sold out pretty fast.
I you didn't see that figure there, I imagine.
No, it was that was different Love Live merchandise.
Right.
Bluefin was there.
Yeah,
and they had an impressive booth.
Oh yeah.
Crunchyroll naturally. Culture Japan, which is Danny Chu's company, they were there.
I'm surprised you didn't get any like gunplot at the Bluefin.
I would have, but again, I had to be very volume conscious.
Right.
Plus, I still have like 3 or 4 that I still haven't finished here.
Yeah, because he's like, I was supposed to put together the Dendrobium, but I haven't done it yet.
Don't laugh. They did a Dendrobium.
No, I know they did a Dendrobium. It's ridiculous. But Kinokuniya had a booth there.
Yeah.
That's actually where I got the Thunderbolt soundtrack.
They're always cool. That's the
Kodansha was there. Sentai and Funimation were there naturally.
I should have asked. Were you gonna go to the Funimation and tell them?
I'm not gonna yell at Funimation.
Well, not yell, but like give them the letter. It's like give them this letter to.
No, I'm not gonna do that because those aren't the people responsible.
That's true. They're just
The people working there aren't necessarily. They're just hired hands, probably.
Although I gotta tell a quick story. I've actually told this before, but I want to say the one in like 2008, 2009, where I was at the Funimation, the booth, and I was telling them that I liked Strike Witches. They should pick up Strike Witches, but it was like the person there was like, actually, I like Sky Girls, and this was jokes on them. Because because Strike Witches Funimation did license. And
I was gonna say, the joke's not really on them. They made bank off of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, where's Sky Girls? Does anyone know what Sky Girls is? 2017, literally 10 years later.
Well, let's get more real with it. How has anyone heard of Sky Girls other than on this podcast with us shitting on Sky Girls?
Yeah, I cannot finish that show, by the way.
You know what? I never did pick up Vivid Red, and I really should have.
Yeah, I fucking forgot all about it.
I keep forgetting it's there. It's like it wasn't bad or anything, but I keep forgetting it was a thing.
I think on Right Stuff they have it on sale too.
Yeah, well,
I'm just saying.
Which, by the way, I just realized something.
But only the DVD. They don't have
not this next episode coming up, but the one after that is going to be on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And will there be bad Christmas puns? You betcha.
Oh, I got a little Christmas story I might read.
Anyway,
we might need to screen that.
Continuing on this Friday.
Oh, it ain't. No.
I went to the Crunchyroll industry panel.
Oh boy. Was
Miles was there.
I
don't even like.
Why wouldn't he be there?
It seems like yeah. For number one, why wouldn't he be there? And number two, he seems like a cool guy. Like I don't know what anyone else's experience with him is, but he seems like a cool guy. I didn't talk to him. I didn't talk to him because I didn't really have time. But I don't know. He seems like a cool guy. But the getting into games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're getting into the. I believe they're getting into the mobile game localization.
Oh, so expect a
That
lot of
entire thing.
DBC. Although was it maybe well we'll see if we'll see maybe they'll be the third party for if if love of Idolmaster the smart games for Idolmaster would ever have a prayer of coming out here at this point. I
maybe.
mean I this would be like sign me up, let me play that. Yeah.
No, they just need Mr. Berserk to go on record, and be like, play this Idolmaster thing, or I'm not making any more Berserk.
Well, he probably plays like the console ones too, because I don't expect them to ever bring the console ones at this point. But I would love it if they brought like the mobile phone ones.
That's the thing that kills me though is Berserk is one of this. For those who haven't seen it, I'm sure all two of you is really uber violent. The manga even more so than the show, which is saying a lot. And it's just funny to me that in his spare time, he's like, I like playing Idolmaster. It's like, can't be evil all the time.
Yeah. I also heard Chihaya was his favorite thing.
Yeah. Well, isn't she the one who has the really, really good... I mean, they all sing, but she's the one who has the kind of cut above voice?
Yes. Yeah. She's the 72 centimeters chest. Yes. Which is basically the meme.
Yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with the actual tonality of her voice, but okay.
No, well, yeah, but here's the thing. Besides singing, she's also the A cup angst, especially around the bustier characters.
Yeah, which is one of those things that happens in these kind of not even necessarily idol groups, because even in Akame ga Kill there was a little bit of that.
No, that's just an anime thing.
Yeah, although
the breast envy.
Yeah. I mean, even in something like Slayers with Lena Inverse, where it actually becomes a focal point of a lot of fucked up jokes.
I also caught the Manga Gamer panel.
Oh, anything interesting there?
They're working on Sengoku Rounds, so we're gonna see an official release of that sometime, I think next year.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on that, but they're also working on all this stuff. There's an Umineko fighting game that they're bringing out. They're also working with a lot of Western visual novel development houses, and so they're going to be bringing their games out as well.
I just realized I'm surprised they have, but don't be surprised if they do announce it, a Seren Kagura phone game.
I wouldn't be surprised, but then again, they've been doing pretty well on consoles, and handhelds so far.
Yeah, the latest one, Peach Beach Splash. Is
that one? Say that one fast.
Well, that's not even the latest one.
Oh, there's one
for Nintendo Switch not too long ago.
Yeah, which if there was actually a thing on Niche Gamer about that, if I'm not mistaken, because I posted it talking about how it technically hasn't been slated yet.
Yeah,
at least for the US anyway.
There's no plans to bring it out in the US, but that was the case with every Seren Kagura game previously. So
yeah,
so we'll wait on that.
Yeah, because Americans don't like tits or anything.
Were there any, like, not that you went to obviously, but were there like any scheduled like really cringy panels?
I don't think he would go to those on purpose.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying.
Gender, sexuality, and psychology and Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant. That was like right on the tail of the Manga Gamer panel, and I wasn't gonna stay for that. Not because of the content of that panel. I don't really care, but because by that time it was like 9:30, and I just wanted to go back to the hotel and sleep.
Did I ever tell you that
there's always that one day of the con where it's just like, I'm going to bed early.
Did I ever tell you that? Because that's the only U10 I ever saw was the movie. in school.
in art school.
Yeah.
Art school. You gotta say it with that.
That movie. If you never watched the series, like no goddamn sense. Even more so than like watching End of Evangelion, which was one of the other ones we saw.
Well, put it this way:
Sorry.
I watched all of Utena, and then watched the movie. Get the movie.
I turned into a car in the end.
So, moving on. Well, actually, before moving on from Friday, there's some crazy shit I need to show you guys. So y'all know what a Natasha is, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Those are the cars that are decorated with.
Yep.
So I saw a fucking Natasha for the first time at AnimeNYC. And
Okay.
let me tell you, understand that number one, it's just really cool seeing this. But number two, I met the guy who owns it. He's a cool guy. He actually gave me the information for the people who did his graphics and all that. But he's got taste. I just put a link up in the IRC to pictures of this car, and you can like flip through them. I got a whole bunch of photographs of this fucking car, dude.
Where do you have the photos?
I put the link in the IRC.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
So it's a Saikano. It's a Saikano car. So it's got Edity on the right side, and then Megumi on the front. And the wall was obscuring the left side, so I didn't see that side, but it was very impressive. And again, I chatted with the guy, and he gave me all the information. So eventually, I'm probably going to do this to some car I own at some point.
They have a truck. That would not.
Yeah.
You don't
That would
think
not
there's
look good.
Natasha trucks, K guys?
Oh, I love what it's
Not with this one. This would not look very good. I'm just come out and say that.
I love what it says inside. Should I even?
No fucks
Yeah.
given.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, this guy actually drifts in this. If you look close, you can see like the freaking interior stability bars all over all of the interior, and like the interior is stripped.
Are those?
It's made for drift racing.
Those are spikes in the inside of the hubcaps. Those are spikes.
I don't know what they're for. They're probably just cosmetic. I don't know. I didn't ask, but
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean,
I just think it's super impressive, and like this is the kind of shit that I get real pumped about when we talk about things otaku do because they're fucking crazy. This is the kind of shit I get pumped about.
I'm surprised we haven't seen somebody who's got like who's in this sort of position that's got a fuck ton of money that's made a boat like that. Like I don't know,
boats and moe.
boats and moe. Yeah, it's like this is the SS Hitomi.
She's lost control cruise lines.
You better not be one of those that call me on the fucking middle of morning telling me I want a free vacation to fucking Haiti or some shit.
Anubis, if you need someone to draw like Hina Watanabe all over for your plane or your car, the design, and then you just
okay. Funny thing from the chat on 2chan right now, and one of the Anons there is wondering the penis size of the trap from Blendes. I wouldn't know. VZ.
Gotta be really tiny because there's like where he falls out of bed and you see his like crotch, like still wearing pajamas, but obviously
this is, I don't know why I asked. I'm not going to do anything with that information.
See, yeah, I don't know why you're the guy who asked that question.
Well, actually, I was reading it from the chat.
Well, no, I don't know why you asked VZ that question. I don't know why you're curious.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know why. I'm not going to do anything with the information.
All I know is he has a very, very round butt.
Good information.
You know those like sweaters, the open back sweater?
Oh, the
Yeah, the Virgin Killer sweater they call it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I couldn't think of the name of it, but
yeah. He was like imagining himself wearing one of those.
Sex is bad. Stop talking about it.
So
Is that him?
Shut up,
going
Anita.
into Saturday, I caught the. Okay, so talking about the panels real quick. Again, I said the schedule is pretty sparse because really they only had 3 panel rooms.
Ouch.
And it's like one panel room was it was kind of split this way. It's like one panel room was for industry panels, one was for fan panels, and one was for guest panels.
All right.
So it was it kind of had that going for it, and as a result, they only really had 3 panel rooms. And when I go to panels, my real priority is fan panels because I like hearing people's perspectives, but they didn't really have very many I was all too terribly interested in, and I missed the panel submission deadline, so I couldn't submit the F'd Up Hentai panel. So I did catch the. I know there was a sunrise panel at some point.
Oh, that would be
Saturday.
boss.
I mean, I've been to one of those before.
Okay, yeah. So there was the sunrise panel on Saturday. That was pretty cool. They previewed a bunch of stuff coming out for Gundam with the Right Stuff deal and whatnot. Of course, Wing. Of course, they were talking about Thunderbolt naturally, and they were talking about build fighters and the battle log stuff. And I had heard of battle log before, but I kept forgetting that it existed. Battle log's pretty legit, I gotta say. Any of you watched the first episode of Gundam Build Fighters Battle Log?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Okay, gods, you should probably watch the first episode of Build
But
Fighters.
the third
Battle
one
Log.
was the best, the one I remember the most.
But I feel like K-Gods would especially enjoy it because Char's the pivotal character in this one.
No.
So
Nice.
what the entire premise, and again, I haven't watched.
I actually might have
so I
missed
don't know if it
that.
changes it.
I might have missed that first one actually.
But the whole premise of this first episode is they upgrade the simulators so that instead of the person piloting the Gundam model, they have an AI modeled after one of the Gundam characters piloting the Gundam model.
Yeah.
Matchup, and this seems like a weird matchup, but it's kind of an inside joke, is Char Aznable versus Ribbons Allmark from 00.
Ha ha.
And one of the first things you hear out of Char's head when he hears Ribbons over the radio is like, this voice sounds really familiar. It's an inside joke. They share Ribbons and Amuro share voice actors apparently.
Yeah.
Also directed by Masami Obari.
Yeah. Interesting.
I had no idea.
Yeah. That's peculiar. That threw me off for you know why.
Yeah. Masami Obari, fresh off of Angel Blade Punish, is like, hey, you want to come direct some Gundam? Why are you asking me?
It's like,
well, he did. No, he already did some of the like in the series, like some of the animation.
Oh, I understand that. I just think it's like,
No,
I just think it's odd that the Angel Blade Punish guy is
yeah.
all of a sudden directing this side story. I just think it's interesting and kind of funny.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, they had the Sunrise panel, and I did catch a couple fan panels.
Oh, I know what it is that I saw the first of. The one GM's counterattack.
That's another one they need to watch.
Yeah, that has the red. Oh God, I forgot the name. The Psycho Gundam.
Oh yeah,
but with like a GM head.
I'm sorry. I'm still chuckling about Obari doing doing that. It's like, yeah, fresh off of after I finish Angel Blade Punish and Viper GTS.
Well, remember he also did what's Voltage Fighter Gao Kaiser. So,
which by the way, I think you have to play the games to get that, because I honestly didn't no fucking sense at all.
Nah. I mean, I loved it. I saw it on the Action Channel.
Yeah, I did see it, and I was like, okay, I kind of liked it, but I don't know what the fuck I was watching. Someone out there who's a fan of the games probably understands it.
Yeah, there's very little way in there's
explanation at all.
Yeah, exposition of. So you're just jumped into this world of just.
Right. And they also were involved with the Fatal Fury movie and all that.
Yeah.
A bunch of that was kind of a mini trend going on in the mid 90s, mid to late 90s. Like that period, that mid 90s period of let's adapt fighting games into anime.
Yeah, and some turned out a lot better than others. Let's just say that. Wow, some of those were bad.
Yeah,
hey, there was a Tekken anime.
Tekken.
Don't remind me.
Samurai Showdown.
Obviously the
Virtua Fighter
stuff.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter was a series, TV series. Most of these were OVAs.
Yeah.
Most of these
Virtua Fighter gets the full series.
Yeah, most of these only had the budget to be like OVAs. Battle Arena Toshinden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, continuing on with the Saturday panels, I went to a couple fan panels, and not in a row, but there were a couple I wanted to catch. And it's gonna sound weird to you two, and I understand it's gonna sound weird to you two that I would go to this panel, but actually, but in a way, it also kind of makes sense.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
All right, the panel's name is Blurred is the Word, Diversity Means You.
Blurred is the word. I'm sorry. All I can think of is that terrible fucking Family Guy thing, where he's got that fucking song on repeat.
Yes.
Blurred. So blurred, and I didn't know this term before last week. Blurred is sort of it means black nerd.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what occurred was, and I have a business card from this thing. So they put together this convention. It's called Blurred Con. They had their first run earlier this year. It was in Arlington, Virginia, and the entire premise was, let's have an all-inclusive con. So let's have it. And I'm trying to put this in a way that makes it because I understand that this already sounds kind of ridiculous. I'm trying to make it make sense. So it was a con where they were going to try to get panelists that were of racial minorities or sexual minorities or disabled and whatnot.
Okay.
And it was that whole kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they had that con, and what they're basically talking about in this panel was how that entire con went down, and what it means to sort of be black and into all this other stuff and what it means to be this and that, and also into nerd shit.
Yeah.
Which is, and make no mistake, these are issues that I'm sympathetic towards, and it wasn't like this wasn't like a commiseration sort of thing. It was sort of like, okay, we're into this stuff. It's really cool, and it's also really cool that we can like not give a fuck about any of this divisive shit and just be into all this cool nerd shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the whole thing.
I gotcha.
So, and after that I went to the Women of Mobile Suit Gundam panel.
Oh man,
This is a very interesting.
I wish I could have been to that one.
Oh, it was actually a very interesting panel because the entire premise was the presenter was trying to debunk that Tamino is a misogynist by looking at the female characters in Mobile Suit Gundam.
Oh yeah, I've heard that argument before about him,
and just how strong he wrote them, and how like the war affected them, and how that entire thing went down, and how it developed their characters and whatnot.
Yeah, no spoilers.
So that was actually a very interesting panel. No spoilers, of course. But it talks about Frau Bo, Sailor Mass, Crowley Haben, Cassilia Zabi, all that.
Yep. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean,
so
that would be pretty interesting. See, I was thinking it would have been something else. I was thinking it would have been more of a sort of like a what's the right word? I didn't even think it was going to be specifically on Tamino's stuff. I was expecting it actually to be more of the AU kind of thing. Either way, I still would have been intrigued.
Mention Relina Priestcraft and the tomatoes start throwing.
Well, no, he mentioned that in the Q&A. Someone asked about he actually likes Relina.
I will say one thing. Her in the Japanese version, aka the non-dub, is a lot more tolerable.
Mm.
So something about the way she's presented in the dub makes her a lot more annoying.
Yeah, we should call that the Min-Mei effect.
But I think
I like Min-Mei. Come on.
But the thing is there's not anything.
Yeah, but the Robotech dub made her voice really, really whiny.
Well, to be fair, it's the Robotech dub. Like
in any case,
90% of the voices in that are bad.
Yeah. Okay.
What I was trying to get at though was, it's not even her voice that's bad. It's just something about the way she's presented and carries herself in the dub makes her a lot more annoying.
I got you.
And I can't explain what it is because it's not actually the voice itself, even though it sounds way too old to be that character.
Yeah, she's 15.
Yeah. But I don't know. I can't hate on the wing dub too much. It's got some just irreplaceable amusement.
Of course.
I mean, come on. No machine gun for him. Shoot him down. You know. And who can't like basically hear that little prologue in their head? After Colony 195, Operation Meteor. Speaking of that, I'll probably be getting that pretty soon.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they need to slow down on these Gundam releases.
Yeah, seriously, my wallet can't handle it. Look, I know Trump's president, but I'm not siphoning money off of him. Stop this. Slow it down. It's all good, just slow down.
So that's basically Saturday. I don't think I caught any more panels after that. Oh no, they had a game show panel after the Women of Mobile Suit Gundam panel.
Occasionally, I'll go to those.
Yeah, it was Anime Press Your Luck.
Oh, I used to like that show when I was a little kid.
I've never actually watched Press Your Luck, so that was my first example of Press Your Luck.
Did they have the whammies and everything?
Yes, they had the whammies.
Jeez.
had a Sailor
God.
Moon whammy. They had an Inuyasha whammy.
did it play the noise? Wow. Like,
No, it didn't play the
aw.
noise, but
I am completely in the dark on this.
but that was Saturday.
Were you just you weren't participating? You were just like in the crowd, right?
No, I would have participated if they called on me,
Okay.
but they did not.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Sunday I only really caught one event, and that was the Gundam Thunderbolt Bandit Flower premiere and concert.
Which is the second movie.
So the second movie, the episodes
am I
5 through 8
mistaken?
of Gundam Thunderbolt.
I was gonna say these movies are just a compilation of the OVAs, right? Basically.
It's a compilation of the OVAs with some additional footage.
Right. So basically, if you've never seen it, you could just pick up one of these and get yourself completely up to date with it.
Exactly.
Right. All right. So, and that's fine. I mean, in this case, those are probably fine compared to like some of the compilation movies from the series, which most of the time are actually pretty eh. I mean, I for example, I mean the ones for Seed or Zeta, and I'm not a big fan of those.
Well, I mean the Gundam Thunderbolt kind of lends itself to that format because
it's not a really TV series like that.
Or 20-minute OVAs, so you can just take all that footage and just splice together, and you're done.
It's kind of interesting because Unicorn almost did that in reverse.
Yeah, that's interesting how they did that.
It's like, okay, well, we've got these 7 OVAs, and we've split them into, I think, 22 episodes.
Yeah.
We didn't really add anything or change anything. We just gave it a theme song and an ending, opening, and theme song. That's about all they did, really. I don't think they changed anything. Unless you know different.
To my understanding, they did add some additional footage, but I haven't watched the rest of it yet. So
okay,
that's up in the air.
All right. So, well, there you go.
So before I talk about this premiere, I want to point out that it's not often I have like a lot of real big scheduling conflicts when it comes to which panels I want to catch.
I hate when that happens, though.
In conventions. Yeah, and it doesn't really happen that often to me, but that's mostly because I go to like Anime Boston and Kineticon and all this place where they just have a lot of panels. So there's a lot of stuff that I can possibly get to, that if I'm
locked out of one, you can go to another one.
Yeah, I can just go to another one. With this one, with the way its panel schedule was set up, there were absolutely no scheduling conflicts until the last day. Of
course.
Because I wanted to... there was the Gaiden Thunderbolt Band of Flower premiere and concert, which I was going to go to. There was no circumstance under which I wasn't going to go to this concert. What was disappointing is that by me going to that means I'm missing the NYC Ramen Summit, which I was very interested in going to, and the Danny Chu panel, which I was very interested in going to.
Mm-hmm.
So they packed all the panels that I'm going to, all the content that I'm going to this convention to go to, into one time slot. That means I'm missing 2 out of the 3 that I want to get at. I went to the premiere and in the concert, and it was fantastic. Just watching Thunderbolt on that big screen with the whole sound system all around.
Oh, that's the best part of the stuff like that.
It's such an experience. And then after that, they had the concert. So you hear some of this music in the series, and then they play it in concert. It's a free jazz concert. So it's not exactly like you hear it in the series. They're doing a whole lot of improvisation.
Because there's improv by its very nature.
They do a lot of improvisation, a lot of solos, extremely talented musicians. Extremely talented.
Right. One thing
So this was the music for Thunderbolt.
The music from Thunderbolt. Yes.
But did they actually play the movie too, or just
They play. Well, they had a showing of the first Gundam Thunderbolt movie,
Okay.
December Sky. That was earlier in the convention, but then they showed Bandit Flower, and then they had the concert.
Right. To walk that back just
And-
slightly, seeing things in more of a theatrical kind of presentation is pretty interesting, because especially with something like that, because every time there's like any kind of gunfire or rattling and stuff, you hear it behind you.
It has, and especially stuff like Gundam, where the footfalls have this very distinct booming sound. Everything has impact, and when stuff blows up, it hits you.
That's what I'm saying.
And it affects you.
It's probably also if it wasn't off on film, it probably was like the 4K video.
Probably, yeah.
Because they have that's like they've released the first movie on 4K.
But that's something I actually would like to kind of extend my wishes to everybody out there, is anytime you get a chance to see some of this stuff in theaters, definitely take it, because it's a whole different experience when you can feel stuff under your feet and things like that. It has it just has a very different kind of immersion.
Like, I now understand why rich people build their own little private theaters in their houses.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't just now figure that out.
Well, no, before I was like, okay, that's some rich people shit that they just do to be ostentatious. Now I'm like, okay, if I ever get rich, I gotta build one of these private little theaters, because if I get to watch, it'll be like the 27th time I've watched Gundam Unicorn, and it'll be in the theater with the surround sound and all that.
Like, look, if if I don't hear a Zaku Mono Eye and it sounds like it's going through me, it's not good enough. Nah. I mean, the last time I saw anything anime related in a theater was that No Game No Life movie, which was enjoyable, but not something that you would consider to be theatrically, not like that. Just simply for the fact that, it doesn't really have a whole lot of there's not like a whole lot of war zone kind of noises and things going on.
Well, yeah, some anime really led themselves to the theater experience.
More so than others, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of modern Gundam does that.
Well,
Gundam Origin especially, stuff like Gundam the Origin, Gundam Thunderbolt, Unicorn also.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
I'd go out on a limb and say Redline is that sort of theater movie.
Okay.
I didn't like it, but it certainly lends itself to the theater experience.
Right. And not only that, but I think
something like the Strike Witches movie as well, because that had a lot of, the way that movie was shot had a lot of very cinematic elements to it.
I wanted to see. Oh no, you go.
Plus, you just want to see ass shots in like fucking 80-inch.
That's what I'm talking about with the cinematic elements.
Yeah, HD.
I wanted to see the Love Life movie when it was playing, but it was only on like 2 days.
Oh yeah,
in the city.
Well, technically, the No Game No Life thing was only showing like 1 day.
Well, it's like I was gonna go to the No Game No Life thing, but I didn't want to drive across the state to get, either across the state or into another state to get to it.
Yeah, I mean, I had to drive about 35 minutes or so, so ain't too bad.
Yeah, I'm talking like an hour 30.
Yeah. So yeah.
Listen, I'll drive that long to get to Hobby Lobby. I will not drive that long to get to just the No Game No Life movie. I like No Game No Life, but not that much.
There's a new Star Wars movie coming out in about a month.
I didn't even see the friggin' last Star Wars movie in theaters.
I didn't either, but that was more because I was just really
skeptical
it was going to be worth a shit. And so I was like, I don't feel like going through all it. But since I actually liked the last one, I know I'm in a minority here.
I haven't seen Rogue One yet.
Me neither.
I'm not talking about Rogue One.
You're talking about Force Awakens.
Episode 7, yeah.
Yeah, no, the Force Awakens I did see in the theater.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually didn't. I just waited till it came out and then.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until they come out from now on because I think it's just.
I think on this one I'm actually gonna make the journey, because that's one that'll be showing like right down the street, you know.
Right,
so
yeah, it's gonna be showing.
I'm not gonna have to travel far for that one.
But yeah, I went to the concert was amazing, and I don't know how they pulled this off, but to take photos and video of the concert. So I have some video of the concert that's going up on YouTube on the Yashike YouTube at some point, so other people can experience that.
Well,
but
that's pretty cool.
After that, I eat and then jetted because there wasn't really anything. I took one last lap around the dealer room.
We all do it.
And then you gotta in case you miss something
or
what I'm gonna miss there.
Or in your reluctance, you realize you still have a little extra money you can blow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I got an extra 20 I forgot about here.
Do I want this other Masamune Shiro art book or not?
It's like, do I really need that keychain?
Maybe I should take another look at the Hendane booth, see what they have.
I can't afford anything in there, but I still want to look.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah. Anyway, I'm a little bit less. I do that usually on my way out. Yeah. I think everybody does that. Like if they're there for a whole weekend, they do that one last kind of, okay, we got to sweep it one more time.
Yep. But yeah,
and then it's just like, then you reserve yourself to going back to the hotel, making sure you got everything properly. And depending on if you're there another day or whatnot, or you're taking a flight, it really depends. Sometimes you just crash. Other times you just watch movies and shit, and it's all good.
Yeah, well, after the last lap around the dealer room, I went back to the hotel, grabbed my stuff, and then peaced out. Said bye-bye New York, or I said bye-bye New York, and then half hour later, I was still in New York trying to get out of New York.
Zip it up, zip it out.
But
that'll never not be amusing to me.
I eventually escaped New York. Escaped from New York, Time Force Renubis edition. I eventually escaped New York, and drove on the I-95 for the next 2 hours, and then arrived at home.
And then you went to sleep. I don't know. Something about it does have sort of this weird. It's like after Thanksgiving, you have the tryptophans in your system, and you're just kind of like sleepy. Maybe that's just me. Whenever I come back from conventions, that's usually I'm just dead tired.
Yeah, fucking out.
Exactly. It's like
don't talk to me. Don't interact with me for 2 days.
It's like just throw up the do not disturb sign.
Yep.
Wake me if there's a fire. That sort of thing. No calls, please. Then again, no calls, please, anyway.
Yeah, no calls, period. But, so all in all, I think it was a pretty good convention, especially for the first time out.
Mm.
It was,
all right.
From what I see, it was well organized. They had...
I'm going to have to go to the next one.
Pretty clear. I'm saying, listen, if anyone in the NTR Radio community can make it to AnimeNYC 2018, I'm going to be there. VZ, you're probably going to be there. Yeah, this is a pretty good convention. It's a very good convention, and I look forward to seeing what they do next year.
Not only that, but next year in 2018, Anubis and myself will be at Anime Expo.
I might be at AX. That's still up in the air.
Oh, okay. He might be at AX. Okay. Then again, me too, maybe. Depends. Go in the future and find out if we're there. You're a time enforcer, after all.
I do recommend AnimeNYC as far as conventions go. At least judging by how they ran this year. I know Danny Chu is already slated for 2018, and I trust his judgment. But that's about it.
Okay, sounds like you had
picked up some good stuff, and for the most part, this was mostly a fact-finding mission for me. There were a couple things that I know I wanted to, like, a couple people I knew I wanted to meet, a couple things I knew I wanted to make it to. Fact-finding mission is just scoping out this convention and what it has to offer, and pretty impressive, I gotta say.
Well, that's cool. It sounds like you had a lot of fun. Is any kind of extracurricular humor or shenanigans that happen? No, like what was that when the rave got shut down?
Well, yeah, that was it. And there was an after party. It was off-site. And I was gonna go to it, but I decided no, I'm gonna sleep instead because I have to leave tomorrow.
I need energy.
Oh, what about cosplay? What anything?
Anything?
Cosplay is pretty impressive.
Any rarities or oddball stuff?
I need to see if I can get this up on the Flickr page because this is good.
You're smiling.
This
what did
guy's
you see?
A hero. Let me upload these photos real quick.
Okay. So, any con orgies?
They were, not to my knowledge. Again, you don't find out about the good ones. You get invited to the good ones.
You found out after they were over because you were the janitor. That's fucking disgusting. Like, yeah, it's like there's some custodial guy. He's just like, yeah, they're having them. That's for damn sure because I'm having to clean them up. That's gross. Seriously, that's disgusting.
So there was this guy at the
okay,
at the convention. The link is in the IRC now. Yeah, this guy is what I would call, he is Sagiri'd out. And you'll know what I'm saying when you look at this photo.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy's a hero.
That flag.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think people know enough.
This is my battle flag.
Yeah, holy shit.
He has a Sagiri battle standard.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that the saluting Sagiri.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, how many fucking carry bags do you have? Oh well.
So,
I count
Yeah,
5.
you mentioned cosplay,
Oh,
and
sick.
that's what immediately came to mind. But there were some pretty good ones. There's one. There was a Galco there.
Oh, that would have
Some
been a
Fate
fun
Stay
one.
Night characters. There were
I would love.
there were a couple Homras. There were a couple Torus from May Dragon. There was a Zero there.
Besides you, right?
Besides me, well, no, I wasn't cosplaying.
Oh, you were
He's,
just
again,
on your own there. I mean,
civilian clothes. Well, yeah, because this was originally a 3-man trip, which got pruned down to a 2-man trip as the Geeky Panda could not make it.
it's always
Eventually-
annoying when that happens.
Yeah, that eventually got pruned down to a 1-man trip when Sayako from Iyashike couldn't make it.
Sounds like you just kind of had a string of bad luck there a little bit.
Yeah,
See, that's what happened to me when I went to Expo earlier this year, because originally 2 other guys were supposed to be there with me, and so we originally were a 5 group, and 2 of them bailed. One of them just kind of ran short a bit money-wise, and the other one just had some other issues that were kind of,
Yeah, it's always a shame when that kind of thing happens.
Yeah, especially when you have to pick up the bill. Ouch.
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun.
I don't even want to talk about that. But
he knows. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
But plans for next year are in effect. And
that's a good enough endorsement for me. I mean,
I'm
nowhere near there, but if I was,
the three NTR amigos.
Yeah,
I mean, it wouldn't be terribly expensive for me to go there. I mean, I don't know.
I'm saying if all 3 of us can make it to AnimeNYC 2018, let's do it.
Okay. Well, I'll see. I'll see what the other guys are up to. Just to see. They might not want to because they live a lot farther away.
Oh yeah. They're on like the upper side of the country.
Yeah, so that flight would be a lot more expensive for them.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'm sure there had been at least one Love Live cosplay.
There are plenty of Love Lives, but here's the thing. At this point, I don't know which is which. I don't know which costume is. I know the original Love Live characters.
Yeah.
I do not know any of the costumes besides the school uniform. I know the Love Live Sunshine characters, and I have no idea what any of them look like when they're in costume.
Okay.
I'm 100% positive there was an abundance of Love Lives, but I didn't find any of them.
I get it. You recognize the uniforms, you just don't know the specific characters.
Exactly. And again, I recognize the original Love Live characters right off the bat, but
alrighty then. So,
not Sunshine, not costumes.
All right, looks like we should wrap it on up.
Yes, indeed. That is the show. The email address is ntrradio@gmail.com. The website is ntrradio.net. You can check us out on Twitter at TEAnubis, at VZMK2, at NCR_radio. Check out VZ stuff at vzmk2moemekigatai.wordpress.com.
Oh, I got an announcement about that. I decided to make my blog private, so you're gonna have to I'll get an email saying do you want to join in, because I've been noticing a lot of obviously I know what certain outsiders are coming in and giving me 1-star ratings on my posts. So you know what? I made it private, but if you want to view my blog, I have to approve of you.
So maybe check out what VZ stuff is doing at vzmk2moemekigatai.wordpress.com.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sorry about that.
Check out yashike.moe. Check out shinakiba.moe for all your half-naked anime girl figures.
Toilet Chan. That's got to be a cosplay at one point. Just someone's got to be
Toilet
Wait a minute. You want somebody to cosplay as somebody sitting on a toilet?
Yeah, but it looks like they're sitting on a toilet, but it's really they're standing up.
Yeah.
Fake.
I don't know. That's one of those things where that might run afoul of some of the rules.
I don't think that'll run afoul of some of the rules, but I just think that'll be incredibly cumbersome to put together.
It'd be hot as a motherfucker in there.
That's one of those. I feel like that's one of those cosplays that would need a handler.
Yeah. Oh man. Ouch.
Toilet Chan.
I love the fact that you used the term handler.
Well,
instead of flusher.
Yeah, I was being serious. You were making a joke.
Okay.
Alright.
We should probably get back to closing it on up.
Yes, indeed. Check out the Geeky Panda stuff because I don't plug him enough. Also, check out the Baka Gaijin show and Otaku Midnight because
Oh yeah, I've been wondering when's Otaku Midnight coming back? Coming back.
I have no idea.
All right, I gotta ask him about that.
So, do all that. I'm Tom Force Anubis.
I'm K-Gods.
I'm VZ Mark II.
And even though the blurred is the word every time we say it, this is NTR Radio.